Hello and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. Today is my front porch makeover. I needed to work on this space and kind of spruce it up a little bit, so that's what we're going to be doing. We also do a fun little project for my fur babies, so definitely make sure you stay to the end so you can see the project we work on. But anytime I'm doing a makeover, you always need to clean first. So before I can do anything else, I'm going to start sweeping. This front flower bed is just a nightmare. We're gonna have the people that installed our gutters to come out to kind of help us because every time it rains it just shoves out all of our mulch. So if you've ever had this issue and know how to fix it, definitely let me know down below in the comments section. I think the area that drives me craziest is the fact that it like goes into our grass, so I'm constantly like sweeping our grass trying to get it out. We've talked about doing rocks, but the kind I want are a little pricey, and I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this flower bed is like humongous. So we're definitely gonna like redirect the water when we can get the gutter guys to come out, but I know they're super busy, and at some point I want to take this mulch out, but I'm not big on flower beds. Like I don't want like monkey grass or anything lined along the edge, so I don't know. One day we'll come up with something, but until then I just kind of keep sweeping it back in. But it definitely needs to be cleaned up. I just like a clear pathway, but right here you can see how bad it's just holding water, and we can't really put a pipe in because it would have to go underneath the concrete. We'd have to rip it out, but it's just been raining here for weeks. Like it just won't stop. You can see our yard in the front is holding water really bad. It's not even that it holds water bad, it's just that it won't stop raining here. So trying to film this patio makeover or front porch makeover for you guys was actually really hard trying to find days it wasn't raining. So now I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down the front porch. So I've swept, but now let's get all the furniture clean. I like to keep this swing clean, so anytime it is pretty, I can just go out and sit down and I don't have to worry about getting my clothes dirty, or if our guests sit down, they won't get dirty. Plus it's white, so it shows a little bit more, so I like to just clean everything up. My heart feels like a deja vu. I know for sure you are my missing part. I know that you'll be you, 'cause you're my sweetheart. When you're around I feel the spark takes me higher, sweetheart. If you haven't cleaned your front porch in a while, this is your reminder. I feel like it's just the first impression when somebody shows up at your house. So definitely make sure you've swept off your front porch, you've shaken out your rug, and you've wiped down your front door, because it really does get really dirty. I think we forget to clean those spaces, and they do need to be wiped down ever so often. Sweetheart, you're my sweetheart. Now we're gonna move on to decorating it a little bit. I had ran by Ross and I found these planters for $30 each, which is actually a really good deal. And then I picked up this pillow as well. It was actually an outdoor pillow. Anytime I can find those at Ross that are in my color scheme, I grab them because pillows are expensive, and then when they're outdoor pillows, they're even more expensive. So I thought this was a perfect deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these and start decorating the front porch. I'll be dreaming about this. What's really neat about these planters is they're like a plastic, so they're not super heavy, they're not gonna fall over and break, and I just loved the shape of them, and I loved that they were like this matte black. So I went ahead and, like I said, picked those up from Ross because I thought they were a great deal, and I thought they would really anchor this porch. Since we don't really have that great of a flower bed going on right now where all the water is, and we need to eventually put one in front of that window on the other side, but it's probably not going to happen this year, so I thought this would add some green to the front of our house. You're going to see these faux plants. I've had these forever. I have 4 of them and they're amazing. They're a little dirty right now because of the rain, but I feel like these are so helpful just on your front porch area. areas maybe where you don't water or a hose can't reach or you just don't have a green thumb, but I feel like these look really good from far away. I am going to add rocks to the bottom of these planters. It keeps them from blowing away here in the Oklahoma winds, and it's just a great finishing touch, so when people walk past them, they look real and you don't see like that smaller pot in the bottom. Now we're gonna move on to the first little project I'm gonna share with you, but I do wanna thank Cricut for sponsoring this part of today's video. So for this project, all I needed was like a white little bin that was super cute, and then the transfer paper and the vinyl paper. And then obviously my Cricut Joy. I feel like this is the easiest machine if you're starting out and you're a beginner, you're level 1, this is intimidating to you, grab the Cricut Joy. I use this thing all the time. What makes it so easy is that I can just pull the app up on my phone, create the label, it's like step by step, and then hit print, and it prints it from my Cricut Joy right here. So I don't have to get on the computer, I don't have to hook anything up. I feel like it's super simple. And then you're gonna see here, I'm just gonna pull off that backing so that I get the word itself. I put help yourself because I'm gonna be sticking this on my front porch on a bucket, because we have so many deliveries here with this job, and sometimes when I leave a bucket out with candy, I don't think people know they can take it or they don't want to be rude. So this is just an easy way to make it fun, and then they know they can grab whatever they like out of it. Also, when you grab the machine, go ahead and pick up their tools. They are so helpful because sometimes you have these little cutouts that you have to like pull up on your own, and this little tool gets it so easy. I use it all the time. Now this is the transfer tape I'm just putting on top of it, and this is so I can pull up the word and then the sticky sides on the back, and you'll see me put this, I'm gonna lay it onto the bucket, rub it on, and just peel it off. But it's that simple. Like, I just create it for my phone, it cuts it, I peel off the backing, I put on the transfer tape, and then I stick it to whatever item I want, and then I peel off the clear tape, and that is it. You can do this for water bottles, lunch pails, anything for your kids. So this is just a way to save money and personalize things, or you can use this to make money and make gifts and sell them different, like on online websites. Or you can just use this during all the holidays to make gifts so you don't have to spend as much. So this will either save you money or make you money, but either way, it's a win-win. This was such a simple project to do, and you could use this in so many ways. So this could say help yourself for out on your front porch like I'm using. This could say congratulations and have gifts in it. You could say, you know, to Mr. and Mrs. if someone's getting married and personalize it with their last name. You could put your child's teacher name on this and add gifts. So it's just a really fun way to even wrap a neat gift and just personalize it, or just for items around your house. But it was so easy to do and so simple. And I know it can seem overwhelming when you are watching us ladies here create projects like this, but it really is easy to do. You just have to get started. And like I said, if you're a beginner, the Cricut Joy is the way to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this outside. I really don't want to stick it on the ground, and I don't have a table out there, so I put it on my swing. And honestly, anytime I get a delivery that's not huge, they tend to set it on my swing anyways, so it's kind of out of sight so people from the road can't see it, but then when somebody comes to deliver it, it's right there. And I put it against my pillow so it kind of pops. And we did have a delivery show up that day, so you can see right here that he dropped off the gift. He grabbed a few items and then left, so it's just a nice way to thank all of our delivery men that are keeping us well stocked. I appreciate them so, so much. But now we're gonna move on to the next project, and this one is super, super fun. Once again, I'm just starting out with a label from the Cricut machine. I printed it out, I stuck it on the board. I can't wait to show you how this one turns out though. Another reason I really like this machine is it makes it look pretty. So this is a chalkboard. We could have just hand written this on there, but A, it would have washed off in the rain because it's going outside, and B, I have terrible handwriting. So if you don't have great handwriting either and you still want really cool gifts or signs, this is the way to go. I've never just been able to like handwrite something and it be gorgeous, but this way I can choose any font, any size, I can customize it to any way I like it, and it looks beautiful at the end. So even if you have bad handwriting, you can still have beautiful signs.
I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down here, you make me smile. You're the solution.
So we still have to work on the project of where these signs are going, but I wanted to show you just how all 3 projects turned out. It was super easy. So thanks again to Cricut for sponsoring this part of today's video. I'll leave their link down below in my description box if you want to check it out. They have lots of cool projects, but the Cricut Joy is definitely my favorite. But now we need the boys' help. So these signs are actually for the boys, so we're going to get some measurements from them real fast. In our last house, we had like a chain link fence so the boys could see out, but in this house, we actually put up a privacy fence, and we've felt so bad for them because when they go outside, they really can't see through it. I mean, they can look through the cracks, but they're just social butterflies, especially George, the big white fluffy one. He loves to see out, so I actually found this idea on Pinterest where you cut out a spot for their like snout and then their eyeballs, and so Chase grabbed a tool and was just able to drill into our fence, and this project turned out to be hilarious and so cute. So definitely stay tuned if you want to see how it looks with the boys, but I just thought this was a fun way so they could see out, and I hope all of our neighbors enjoy it. So right here you can see the boys testing it out. It took George a little bit to learn he couldn't push it all the way through, like there's a certain amount for his eyes to stick out. And then of course a tiger wanted to try it out too, but it was a little tall for him, so we're gonna do him a hole that's just a little bit shorter down below. So that's what Chase is working on right now. And then I went and got some treats just to feed them through the fence so they could get used to like poking through, because Tiger kept trying to go in George's and George kept going in Tiger's, so I was trying to teach them which one was theirs. And then once we were done drilling those holes, we went ahead and added the signs just as a special touch. Obviously you don't need to do this, but we just thought it would be really funny. We have so many people that walk our neighborhood. Hopefully it just gives them a smile when they're passing our house.
Yes, I'm single, oh, we won't do mingle, and my friends are on the way. You got that good vibe, I want to spend some time back here with you. Oh, I got that good old times. You want to spend some time back here with me. Oh, and time after time, I am wondering who is she to me.
And as you can see right here, the boys are loving their nice little holes. So anybody that passes our front yard, they alert us and let us know. But I just think this is so cute. You can also cut like a square and use like lattice and different things. So we might eventually do that if the boys get irritated with the small hole. But this was just an easy fix until we work on the next project. And I was gonna end this here, but it was so short, I know you guys would get mad at me. This isn't my front porch. but it looks out to my front porch, so we're just gonna count it. Sound good? So here in my office, I had never added curtains because I didn't know how to with all this like window trim, but I wanted a little bit of privacy because when all those delivery men come, I feel like they're staring at me when I'm editing. So I got these really pretty, just like sheer linen curtains off Amazon. I'll link them down below for you. And then a gold pole, and we're gonna go ahead and get these hung.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 'cause she's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of. Hey, the one that I can live without. She's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of.
Typically, I would never tell you to hang your curtains this low, but A, this is a super tall room, and B, I'm trying to work with the framing that's already there. If I hung it way above at the ceiling, it's gonna like cover up the wood trim, and I actually like that. So I'm actually gonna put it in the middle of one of the boards. Now, I will say these curtains were a little short at first, and that's kind of what I was showing you, but I added these hooks and they're gonna be perfect. So there's different ways you can hang these. You can add the hooks if you need more length, or it's got hooks where it kind of like folds in as you pull them, or it's got the just a pocket right there I'm showing you where you can just put it in and it gets kind of scrunchy. That's my least favorite. I'd either use the hooks or the little straps. I think those are the best way to go, and they hang just a little nicer.
I'm looking outside my window. I try to see where my luck goes. I just don't know.
If you decide to order this like gold rod and hooks, I am gonna let you know they are different golds. When I first opened it, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to reorder, but it is so hard ordering golds online because they come in a different color. So I thought I'm gonna go ahead and hang them and just see how it looks, and it actually looks fine. Once it's hanging, you can't tell that it's different golds. So I just want to let you know that up front, just in case you click on any of my links and order them and you get them in and you're like, Ashley, they don't match. It's fine. Like once I got mine hung, it really didn't look bad at all. But just know that if you want them to match, you may do more of like a silver or nickel finish, or even doing black would be really pretty. That's what I did in our guest bedroom, but I just preferred gold for this space.
Understand what we could do around the world, say to Peru.
Here is how the curtains turned out. I absolutely love them. I love that they're sheer, so I still get a ton of light here in my office because you guys know I love light, but there's so much privacy. Like if I go stand on my front porch, you can't see in, which I love that. So when I'm sitting here editing, I don't have to like stare at people coming up onto my porch all day. So it's just the perfect balance. They're super nice looking, so definitely check those out if you need them. But here's just my space. I think this office has really come together over the last couple weeks. I've kind of been tweaking it with the new rug, and then I pulled that new artwork from our guest bathroom because we're gonna be working on that soon. And then here's the outside with our new like dog holes, and then pillows and planters. I just wanted to show you, you can just tweak a few things and make a space look so much better. So if you're on a tight budget, you don't need to redo your whole front porch. Sometimes just like a plant and a new pillow does it all. So it doesn't take much, and always clean it before you decorate. If you're on a zero budget, just clean it and it'll already look a ton better. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thanks again to Cricut for sponsoring this video. I'm gonna have their link down below in my description box, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.